Hi there, welcome to the Player YouTube channel, where we don't just do car reviews, we do tons of other stuff as well. You ready? Run the VT. This is how a car should sound. Listen to this.
I didn't really push it either. I was just having a bit of fun. Oh really?
I think it makes a good work.
We're going, mate. Nice to see you.
Show us your big chopper, your helicopter. So here we are, the Morgan Roadster. Guys, guess what? It's another morning here out in sunny France. This is the new Audi RS5. It's available in 3 different trim levels. You've got your entry-level car, 74,000 UK pounds, from 74,000. The next trim level up is the carbon black, which is what this car is that you can see here today. And that is from 82,000 UK pounds. And if you really want to go to the top of the range, that's called the Vorsprung. And that'll cost you from £91,000. It's a hell of a price, but it's a hell of a car at the end of the day. If you like silver grey, solid, that comes as standard with the paint colours. However, if you want any of the metallics or the pearlescence, you're going to be talking an extra £675. But it doesn't finish there, because you can go to Audi's special paints, where you pay an extra £3,300 with a choice of 9 different colours. Let's get around it, see what we think, the new Audi RS5. So, even entry-level RS5s come with 10-spoke 19-inch alloys. However, if you want to upgrade those to 20s, you can do for an extra couple of grand, and I think they look really, really nice. You get Audi Matrix LED headlights, which are simply second to none. I think they're fantastic. They come as standard. Additionally to that, if you fancy some red brake calipers to enhance the front here, then you'd be looking at an extra 460 UK pounds. If you really want to go silly, get yourself a set of ceramic brakes for this car, £6,150. And don't forget, this car does come with a decent sports suspension system. That's part of the package. But if you want to spend a little bit more, if you feel like you haven't already spent enough, you can go an extra 3,600 and have an all carbon roof. I mean, sky's the limit when you're speccing one of these cars up. Round at the back, the RS looks equally as stunning as the front. I'm loving the way this car's been designed. It's just beautiful, right down to things like this sort of boot lip spoiler here made of carbon fibre. It's absolutely gorgeous, really nice and slim. Now don't forget, this is the carbon black. This is the trim level carbon black. So you get all the badges are in black on this car. You get the privacy glass at the back, and you get the black plastic trim all the way around as well. And it really does make a difference, especially down at the back here. You've got this carbon fibre encompassing all the way around these beautiful grey exhausts. Now on the exhaust you do get with the standard car an RS exhaust system. However, this car has got an upgrade on it. It's got the sports exhaust system, which I highly recommend. It's an extra £1,250, but it is so worth it. You get Audi's signature indicators on here, the ones that, as you can see, are flashing away there. Love that. And you also get a full set of LEDs round at the back here. All in all though, what a beautiful looking car from behind. Right, now for the bit I've been waiting for, and I'm sure you have. Let's get under the bonnet. Have a look what's under there. Bonnet release catch is down here in the driver's footwell. Don't forget, if you're driving a left-hand drive, it's going to be in the passenger footwell. Not going to change it around. The actual catch for the bonnet is right in the middle there. Slide to the left and let the gas struts do the work. And there we have it, guys. Look at that, a beautiful piece of architecture. It makes a change, doesn't it, to open the bonnet and go, whoa, look at that. It's just stunning. Right, if you've already made your mind up to buy one of these, you don't need to watch the next bit because you probably already know all about what this engine is and what it does. So go and make yourself a cup of tea and I'll explain to the rest of us who would only aspire to owning one of these exactly what this is. This is a 2.9 litre twin turbo petrol V6 developing 444 brake horsepower with, guess what, 600 Newton meters of torque. That's why it's got these big struts everywhere to hold this thing in place, because all it wants to do is get out of it. It's just trying to escape. It's all controlled through Audi's all-wheel drive Quattro system, which is linked up to a sports differential. Absolutely amazing. And it's all kept in control by an 8-speed whisper smooth beautiful gearbox, auto gearbox. That's your only option on this car. If you like your sports suspension, then you are going to be able to upgrade it because it comes with sports suspension, but you can get the dynamic ride control system as well, which will enhance your driving when you're out on the road, or if you're going to take this on the track or wherever you are. It's worth looking at because it's only an extra couple of £1,000 and I would definitely go for that. It's a really nice little add-on. So that's adaptive ride control. 0 to 60 time, that's the most important part, 3.9 seconds with a limited top speed of 174 miles an hour. Something else. Right, got a couple of secs. Just want to show you in the boot before we jump in the back and I'll show you there. Just simply lift up like that. It's a decent size. I was really shocked actually. You'll get at least 5 of those little carry-on suitcases in there. Definitely get a couple of sets of golf clubs, lads, definitely. Maybe even with a trolley as well if you take the wheels off, get my drift. Another good thing, if you come back from the ski slopes from the day and you've had a full day skiing, you don't want to be flapping around trying to get your skis sideways in here. There's 2 little buttons here. If you pull the smaller one of the 2, like that, it drops the centerpiece there. Fantastic. And you can just slide your skis straight through. Obviously, if you're, a very tall as a German person, they might be very long, whereas if you're short like me, you probably just get them in the boot anyway. If you do need to drop the seats for any other sort of unusual luggage you're going to be carrying, there's a handle either side for each of the seats to go down as well. Right, let me show you how to get in the back for the passengers without breaking your back. First of all, put left foot in and then just step in like that. And you can quite easily jump into the back here. Now, I'm pleasantly surprised. It's quite nice. Let me pull the seat back. It's not bad at all, is it? I wouldn't say you want to go hundreds of miles in this, but if you're trying to explain the outlay of this car to your respective other half, and you can say it's a family car, you can actually prove that, you can actually put friends in the back here as well. You've got separate heating controls, you've got independent air conditioning in the back here as well, 2 USBs, you've got a 12-volt adapter as well, which is brilliant. All of this is really showing it is still a family car. Nice armrest here, you've got a cup holder down here, there's one over there, but in addition to that, you've got a knick-knack box in the middle. Nice leather, by the way. Isofix points, got to have those. These are the poppy outy ones. They pop out like that, and then you just pop them back in again when you're finished. You know they're going to get lost, but never mind, that's another story. Centre armrest here, look, how nice is that? You can put your phone in there, or 2 phones, you get in there easily. You're probably saying, AJ, where's the cup holders? You've got to have your cup holders, but check these ones out, watch. Pop them open like that. And the reason they're like that is so if suddenly this car brakes hard and you've got a hot cup of coffee in there, that at the front there is going to stop that hot coffee going flying over your knees and your legs. Brilliant design. Nothing short of what I expect from Audi. Of course not. We'll pop that back up there. I mean, I've got to say, all in all, it is very comfortable in there. I wasn't expecting that, but I think it's primarily designed for a couple of young kids. It's just perfect for them. Right, now for the best bit of all. Can I get out of here eloquently, as they say? I'm going to push that forward. There is a way of doing this. It has been rehearsed and it should work first time, I hope. You put basically just do it exactly the way you came in. There you go, guys. Simple, isn't it? Right, so here we are up front in the RS5, and I've got to say, I mean, there's carbon everywhere, the beautiful Napa leather. It's all part of the entry-level car as well. 10.1 TFT touchscreen, beautiful Audi virtual digital cluster you've got in here as well. It's just lovely. I love the finish on everything as well. I love the steering wheel here as well. Now, this car does benefit from a couple of extra bits and pieces. I'll talk about those as we go through the explanation. But one thing it has got is what Audi call a comfort and sound pack. So it's got things like a heated steering wheel, it's got the Bang & Olufsen sound system, and it also gets a multi-coloured LED display system in here as well. It's an extra £1,395, but again, I think it's one of those things, you tick that little box when you buy this. Likewise, I like the heads-up display in this car. You can adjust it over here on the far right-hand side. There's a silver knurled button. You can adjust the luminosity on it, or you can actually turn it up and down, and it changes its angle in there. I like that, but it is an extra. It's extra £1,095. Again, it's up to you at the end of the day if you want to buy those extra bits and pieces. Let's move along through the bits and pieces that come as standard. So you've got your lighting control over here. Below it is a luminosity button, so you can actually lower the luminosity in here at night. It is beautiful at night in here. To the left of your lighting control button, I just leave it on auto like you do matrix headlights. Stunning. Left hand side, you've got your front and rear fog light buttons there, just over there. Moving on to the steering wheel, we've got an RS button on here. I'm going to explain that when we get out on the road, because that's all to do with your driving. Below that is that heated steering wheel button, so you can push that in the winter, keep your gloves on till this is nice and warm, and then you can take your gloves off and you've got a nice heated steering wheel. To the right are your media buttons, so that will scroll up and down is your volume, and left and right is your track change or your radio station change. Above that you've got your telephone control, and you've got your Ask Audi button. You know what that's all about, I don't need to explain that to you. Cruise control on this particular car is down here at the bottom left on the stick, so that's nice and easy. You can set that. It's also got a speed limiter on there as well, which you can set. That's on the top, so don't forget that. Actual steering wheel itself, before we talk the left hand side, lots of versatility in this car, up and down, absolutely beautiful. No matter how tall you are, you're going to be able to jump in this car and it's going to fit perfectly, because you've got nice electronic seats in here, Napa leather, all comes as standard with the entry level car. So on the left hand side here, we've got our menu here, which changes the actual center section of your digital cluster, and then you've got to scroll left and right. So once you've chosen what you want, you can scroll left and right. You go through radio, your map comes up in there, you've got your telephone support, it's all there, very easy to use. Up and down, then scroll between. As you get into your menu, you can go up and down, scroll between those. You've got to change in the view on this as well. So if we go back, I'm going to put it back into the map, so you can see the map straight across there, and the view will change just like that. It zooms in and zooms out. You've got a star assign button down there as well. You know what those are, just assign a command to that button, and there you have it pretty much. That's your steering wheel. You've got your RS badge down here on the bottom of the steering wheel. Love that, really nice. Okay, let's have a look in the centre here. So I mentioned 10.1 TFT touchscreen, really nice, very, very fast and reactive. It will react immediately with you. You've got all your widgets on there, easy to set up on this car. I've noticed you go into settings, it just makes life easy. Everything is clearly outlined exactly what it is. Anytime you want to go back, you've got separate widgets down the side there, so you can go to the more obvious things like home. You've got your radio, your media, your telephone, and your nav on there as well. Comes with standard with a nav system as well. You get the aircon as standard as well. You've got a 3-zone climate control in here. It's all digital. However, guys, check it out. We've got a couple of knobs. You know I love a knob. So once again, while we are waiting for our steering wheel to warm up, we've got our gloves on. We can now adjust the temperature without taking our gloves off. This is perfect. This is what I want to see. Absolutely stunning. And you can raise up and down. Look at that, click buttons, not haptics. We hate haptics. So you go up and down on your how much air you want coming out. Just simple, easy buttons to use. Buttons, I love buttons. Buttons and knobs, can't go wrong. So there you go. Down here is your mode control. Again, we're going to talk about the driver modes when we get it out on the road. You've got your stall button there, your auto stall. You know when you're in traffic, you can turn that on and off there. You've got your ABS there. You're going to be turning that off every time you drive this car, because it is just a heap of fun. This car, with that pack, you also get, that's the sound and comfort pack, you get a 360 camera. Which, there you go, look at that. I mean, that is just beautiful, the way it comes up there. That can be turned on and off using this button here, simply. So there you have it. Just below there, for convenience, got to have a little bit of convenience, you've got your USB, and then you've got a 12-volt adapter to the left of it. Only one USB, I was expecting two, and from what I can see, there aren't any wireless chargers in here. There is another USB here. it's a USB-C, so you get the adapter at the moment for that. But you would be able to get your phone in here quite easy. Probably get 2 phones in here. So you've got 2 USBs, but they're just further apart than normal. I was expecting the second one over there for the passenger. Obviously, the passenger can use it here. You've got a separate volume control here. There's another little knob. Yeah, again, get in here, someone's left the tunes up, or you're not happy, so you want a little bit more. Still keep your gloves on, still turn your tunes up. And if you click it left or right like that, you can actually scroll through your radio stations, or if you're listening to your Android mirrored, you know, your Android or your Bluetooth Apple Play or whatever you've got going, because that comes all as standard in this car, you can click through your different tracks on your whatever you're listening to. Love it. A little pocket here for loose change or whatever you want to keep in there, maybe your keys, you know, the car keys, because this is keyless at the end of the day. Double cup holder, and then a beautiful, lovely gear change section here, which I really like. Let's have a look in the glove box just before we get this car out on the road and really experience it. Now, unfortunately, we are getting a lot of this. Massive, great books, and well, this one's not too bad. I'm going to get it out and show you, but it's still a lot of work gone into that, a lot of money. You know, we could do without this. Save us, you know, just a few shekels here and there, if you know what I mean. And this, all this packaging and everything, and also the eco-friendly side of it. It's just not, you know, let's get rid of these guys. We can go online and find out whatever we need to do. If we need to change a fuse on this, just ask someone online. That's what us guys are here for. We're here to show you. There you go. And it also takes up room in the glove box, which is a shame because you can't get your tissues in there now. You know what I mean? You're going to need tissues in this car. Trust me, you're going to need tissues. Look at this carbon fibre everywhere. And it isn't fake either. This is really nice. It's just, I love this car, the way it's been put together. Beautiful. Right, enough of me waffling. Let's get it out on the road. You want to hear it, don't you? You want to see how it goes? Let's do it. There you have it, guys. That's the pull away in the RS5. It's a little bit disappointing in a way, isn't it? I know what you're going to say. It's not as loud as you thought it was going to be, maybe not as aggressive as you thought it was going to be, but sadly, 2022, this car it's been subject to so many regulations in the noise and outputs and things like that, which is such a shame. But that's something we're just going to have to learn to live with, I'm afraid, us petrol heads. One thing you won't have to worry about, though, is this car does come in at 60 kilograms lighter than its predecessor, which is absolutely brilliant if you want to throw it around these B roads like this and have some fun. And it really does make a huge amount of difference. The RS5, or Rennsport 5 as it's affectionately known, in German Rennsport means racing sport. So the RS was introduced back in 2010. That was when it first hit the streets. In 2017, version 2 was launched, had a major makeover. A lot of work was done to try and, you know, establish this as a real sort of competitive car, if you like. And then, from then on, it just continued to grow in popularity. In 2018, there was a third makeover, another, a new generation. However, what happened was, and it's been overlooked, because in 2019 there was a very early mild makeover. So it's almost fourth generation. However, Audi do prefer, sorry, bumps everywhere here, do prefer to call it the 3 generations. So we're currently in the 3rd generation, which basically was a very early makeover from the 2018 one. It's sheer acceleration on this. Does sound nice in here, I must admit. This is a beastly daily drive, this car. If you're going to use this on a daily basis, that is how I would put it. It's a beastly daily drive. It just wakes you up, puts a big smile on your face, no matter whether you're doing the school run or whether you're heading into the office or you're just going out for a black because you fancy it. And that's what this car is so good at. A lot of people said this new car is too quiet, it's too comfortable. But personally, it's still got some really badass vibes about it. And to be honest, I absolutely love it. So we've established this car is a lot of fun to drive and it puts a big smile on your face. But when you're driving a car like this, you want to have the the feeling of the safety behind it as well. And to be honest, you really can't go wrong when it comes to grip and surety in this car, thanks to that Audi Quattro all-wheel drive, which this car just absolutely loves, because it's putting the power down in such a way that will make you feel extremely confident. The brakes are superb on this car. The brake balance can be set up to many different settings between the front and the rear bias, however you want to do it. And then there's a couple of different modes that you can get in this car with the adaptive sport suspension. So the mode button is down here. You just push straight into the button there and it will come up Audi Drive Select. Now you've got comfort, auto and dynamic. Now the dynamic setting is obviously the sport, if you want to call it that. You've then got the auto setting, which is, I tend to leave that in quite a lot because it will sense the actual road conditions that you're driving. The comfort setting, we did use it the other day. We were on a long journey and it was getting a little bit bumpy, and even on the highway it was a little bit bumpy, and we just put it into the comfort mode. It did make quite a bit of difference, really softened everything up, and it was just a really nice relaxing drive. However, this car also benefits from 2 RS modes, which you've got to experience that, because you can actually set these up yourself. You access that on the steering wheel here by pushing the button once. The actual cluster here will change into an RS mode. Then it comes up here, and you can actually adjust this by pushing the buttons here and customizing exactly how you like this car to drive. And you can set 2 of those up. So you've got RS1, and if you push it again, you can then go into RS2, which could be slightly different. However, it's just like a quick access menu that then allows you to, you don't have to lean over here and start changing buttons on your drive modes, which I think is brilliant. So there's your RS mode, and that's all built into your steering wheel here, nice and simple. Okay, so if if you're buying one of these cars, you've got to take into account that doesn't always come with everything. So you're going to need a driver assistance pack with this car, which will give you the cruise control. It will give you the speed limiter, the sign recognition. It will also give you the pre-accident collision warning. It will give you turn assist, lane keeping. So you pretty much get all those driver assistances included in that pack. But it's going to cost you £2,700 extra. And I think, unfortunately, it's one of those things that you really do need to have on this car. It's a GT at the end of the day. It does distance driving. You need the cruise control. You want to be able to set up and sit there, and you want the lane keeping, etc. when you're out on the highway. So, yeah, I'd definitely say you've got to invest in that pack. You do get some nice bits and pieces. You've got the blind spot mirrors, but they're actually built into the mirror itself, not the glass there. So if, for instance, the glass did get broken, it's not going to be as expensive because you haven't got all the electrics built into that for the blind spot mirrors. It's actually in the mounting itself, which I like things like that. Don't forget, you've got the camera front and rear, and you've also got the beepers to help you when you're parking. So general all-round safety aids, it's fully covered, but you're going to need to invest in that little pack. Apart from that, this car is just a whole heap of fun, and you're going to feel really safe behind the wheel. With your new RS5, you will get a 3-year or 60,000 mile warranty, whichever comes first. It's not the best, but there again, it's not the worst at the end of the day. You can increase it to 4 years or even 5 years. What I suggest you do when you go down for your test drive, ask your Audi salesperson the ins and outs of those and the service agreements and things like that as well. One good thing I do know is you can transfer over the warranty if you sell the car during the warranty period. And that, pretty much is the norm these days. You get a 12-year anti-perforation warranty with this car. That's basically your rusty bits, the bits and pieces you can't see underneath. Get a 3-year paint warranty. You get roadside assistance, accident and emergency assistance as well, which is pretty good. And I think, all in all, it's not a bad warranty. There you have it, guys, the Audi RS5. What a car. I mean, you weren't expecting me to say anything less than that, were you? I've had this for over a week now, and it's simply fantastic. However, if you're thinking of buying one of these, it comes with consequences, and I'm going to explain what I mean by consequences. First up, every time you take this car out, bear in mind a lot of people love this car and they will come over and ask you about this car and talk to you. So that's one of your consequences. You're going to have to talk to them and explain exactly why you're driving it and where you're driving it and all the other things. So just get used to that. Secondly, when you take this home for the first time, don't expect you're not going to get any grief from the other half, because it might not quite be what they were expecting when you told them you'd bought an Audi A5, if you get my drift. So then you're going to probably spend the next few days, you know, that sort of, what I call it, the doldrums syndrome bit, where you end up with nobody around talking to you for a few days. But then you've got this to drive and you can go out and talk to other people. So there you go. That consequence kind of rules out the other one. Thirdly, you might need to invest in a petrol card, because whenever you drive this car, it's going to be in RS mode. Don't tell me you're going to drive it around in comfort mode. Of course you're not. You're going to be out there, foot flat on the floor. You're going to be enjoying every minute of this car. So you might need to invest in that petrol card. And finally, as if by no means least, bear in mind that there are speed limits. And when you're driving this in RS mode, you won't realise exactly how fast you're going. So don't let it burn that license that you so, you know, look after, that you don't want to lose. Just be careful of that last one. It's a fabulous car, guys. You cannot go wrong with one of these. If you've got the money, it's definitely worth getting your hands on one, or at least getting down and having a test driving one and getting to feel exactly what this car is about. It's a thoroughbred amongst cars. That's the only way I can describe it. I've loved it. I hope you've loved our review of this car. If you have, I wouldn't mind a little thumbs up, because that really does help. We work so hard to produce these videos. They take days. We don't just put these together in a few hours, and the editing and all the other bits and pieces. And if you give us a thumbs up, the actual fact, the boss sees that, and they know, the bosses and the sponsors, they know that you've enjoyed what we've done, and all our hard work then becomes worthwhile. We don't get paid any extra or any bonuses, but just that little thumbs up means a lot to us. So thank you very much for doing that. Don't forget, you can comment in the box down below if you think we've said something wrong, or you've got something you want to add to this, or you've got a question about the RS5. Stick it in the comment box down below and one of the team will get back to you in due course. You can subscribe as well, because as you saw at the beginning of this video, we don't just do car reviews. Of course we don't. We are much bigger. We do a lot of other things. So if you subscribe and leave the bell sign unchecked, you'll get regular updates of everything that we do. We're part of The Player. And before you switch off and go, well, that's the end of the video, it's not. You're about to get something for free. The Player is a huge 220-page bookazine. A bookazine is a magazine with a hardback cover, so it comes out on the frequency of a magazine. In our case, every 3 months. So you get one every 3 months, 220 pages of everything us guys absolutely love. There's cars, there's boats, there's jet skis, motorcycles, there's food, there's golf, there's holidays. It goes on and on and on. It's all in the book. It's all yours for free. And if you don't, you know, all you've got to do is so simple. Just go to www.theplayer.co.uk. It's coming in here now. Now leave it up there for a couple of seconds just so you jog your memory. When you get on the page, that home page, go straight to the top and you will see register. Now I don't need to know the inside and out of a duck's bottom, if you get my drift. I just need your name and your email, simple as. And then you can download that or you can read it online. It's all there just for you. Can't give you the actual book, that's the only thing. They're 100 UK pounds each. So get online, get your free copy there, and you can just enjoy all that totally on me, because you watch me on AJ the Player YouTube channel. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you next week with something hopefully as equally as good as the Audi RS5.